Hey everyone, welcome to TechFluent Season 3, Day 2. We have with us Ms. Soumya. Soumya, I would like first you to introduce to yourself to everyone.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I'm a software engineer, an educator, and influencer as well. I create content around career, around coding, and all those things. And yes, I have been teaching application development. So, that's a quick introduction of mine.
Yeah. Anyways, you don't need an introduction, the followers you have, but still. Now, how did your experience as a software engineer at Red Hat shape your career? And what were the lessons that the students can learn from working in a leading tech company?
Right. So this became my dream company because that time as well people were like get into product based company, and I saw their work culture, the pay, everything was awesome. So in second year of my college I was like, okay, I have to get into this company anyhow. I gave the software engineering internship interviews in third year but was not able to crack fourth DSA round. Like I was able to go through all those, but in the fourth I was like rejected. But I was like, no, I have to get into this company because of blah 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 reasons. So again in the final year I gave the interviews, and that time I was able to clear all the rounds, DSA and everything, and I got into the organization as an intern first, software engineering internship of 6 months, and I learned a lot of things there based on performance and everything. And again one more interview, I got the PPO. So that's how I got into the organization, and the journey has been really very amazing, especially because it's the first company. But I am like learning many new things. For example, initially I was working on the website of things, then I got into application, then Java, and so on, right? So in the same organization and in the same team, many people are changing teams as well. Like they have so many teams out there, so many products are there, but I am staying in the same team and still learning so many new things. So I think my growth has been amazing here, and the team is also so supportive, and that's why I'm like here since so long. So yeah.
Great. What advice do you have for students to build a personal brand on platforms like LinkedIn and Instagram, because that's your forte?
Right.
And especially when being in a tech industry, looking at that, how should students approach it?
It is very important nowadays, because be it LinkedIn or Instagram, if you are a known person on either of these platforms, you will get a lot of opportunities, right? It's not like you are going to people, HRs asking for job or something, they'll come by own. So I think personal brand is very important, and if you want to build your own personal brand, I would say start today. There is no like perfect time. People think that when I will achieve something, then I will start posting, etc. But I think start today. That's the best advice I can give to you. And for example, if nowadays you are, let's say, learning application development, web development, so you can like post. So you can post about what you are learning, right? You can take some challenge. Like I did 30 days of application development where I was teaching how to make an application every day, new apps, right, with a new concept. So you can post about learning what you are learning, like I created this project, that project, and let's say if your post is coming in my feed and I'm looking for a web or app developer, then I'll reach out to you, right? So it's very important in today's time because competition is so much, right? Yeah.
Okay. As a subject matter expert, at Scaler, Upgrad, what key skills do you believe are essential for students to develop and succeed in the tech landscape?
Right. So in tech, obviously, if let's say you are willing to go as software engineer and in app development team or web development team, so you should make sure that apart from like DSA, apart from system design, that particular tech stack is also very strong, right? That's very important. And in our tech domain, obviously the knowledge is most important. And on top of that, because nowadays everyone is doing DSA, everyone has good projects, so how do you know set
Stand out.
yourself apart from other candidates? So for that you have to do a lot of extra thing, and I in my time as well I did so much, like open source hackathons, and a lot many things are there. To make your resume strong, you must do all the co-curricular activities, and the university, you people are so supportive. I mean, in my time there was not so much of support, so you people are lucky, like so much supportive. So like professors are there, you are getting to learn things which are actually needed. In my time it was all theoretical kind of. So yeah.
Now, what motivated you to start your content creation on YouTube, and how it has influenced your career trajectory in the industry?
Right, so I think content creation for me, it was not planned at all. When I was in college, so I started randomly like sharing things what I was doing. Like I got this international open source award, I got this scholarship, or blah blah. I used to share like that, right? And people started following me. They were like, "How you got that? I also want to achieve that." So I started posting detailed stuff like this is how you can achieve this and all of that. And I think at that time that was very important step because very limited resources were there, right? So that's how my journey started, unplanned, but today it's going really good.
As you mentioned, you won the International Open Source Award. How much it is important for a student to take part into open source competitions, and how that helped them, grow their resume, because open source is easy access. You can go there.
Right.
So would you recommend students to go for open source projects?
Definitely. I would say open source is like before actually getting into the industry, you are kind of getting that exposure, how big softwares are made, how industry actually works. When so many thousands of developers are working on a project, then how the code is maintained, you will learn a lot of things. So I think I definitely recommend it. Initially, you will not get like money for it. At first, you have to understand how things are, but then obviously there are so many paid programs around open source as well. So and stipend is too good, right? So definitely one should look into that.
How can students effectively balance their technical skills development with content creation and other extracurricular activities to enhance their career prospect?
Right. So see, if you are, let's say, learning something, as I already said, like you don't have to put in extra out of the world effort into content creation. For example, you are learning web development, so make the project, just post about it that okay, I created this project, a simple like take 5-10 minutes, and don't waste too much time in just creating content. If you're learning BSA, you can post about that only. Today I solved this question, I learned this out of that, something like that. So it will help you only. You will get a summary of what you learn, a kind of revision. So I used to do this a lot, like writing blogs, making videos, post everything. And it used to help me only during exams, during when I used to do the revision. So it was like kind of summary for me that okay, these are the things which I learned. So yeah,
It's kind of your digital tech journal.
exactly.
And you can go back to it any time and revise. Instead of writing on a notebook, you do it on a digital tech
Yes, and this digital your notebook will help you a lot in getting opportunities. In the diary, it won't much, but on social media, if you're putting the same thing, you will attract a lot of opportunities.
journal. Now, what strategies would you recommend for students who want to get involved in open source projects, and how can this involvement impact their career growth? The second part we've already talked about.
Right.
How to get those opportunities in open source projects.
Right, so I think there is a roadmap, and if we get deep into this, how to exactly do open source, so maybe we can do a kind of workshop or masterclass for these students so they understand everything, how to choose the right project, how to participate in these competition, and most importantly, students are not aware of the opportunities which is there. So how to know about all those things, maybe a detailed masterclass we can do later, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's a very detailed topic in itself.
Okay. How can students leverage the lessons from your experience as an educator and to improve their learning and career outcomes in tech?
Right, so as an educator, like I have taught students from all type of who are from BTech, from BSc, everything. One thing which is very important, sometimes it's not about your degree or it's not about what exactly your like college is, it's about what you know. Sometimes even like students from some big colleges are there, but their skills are not that great, right? So they are not placed. But I have seen, especially from this college itself, some of these students are so closely working with me in my team only. Why? Because they're so skilled. They edit videos so nicely, they write so amazing content, they make websites so nicely. So it's about a skill. If you are skilled, then you will definitely be in demand. So that's most important.
And how was the visit or TechFluence Season 3 to LPU Punjab?
I literally loved it. The love the audience gave, that was amazing. It's always really pleasure coming here at LPU. The staff, like all of you, the professor, you are all so supportive. I truly loved it.
Thank you for being with us.